Yes, guys, welcome from me. We've got another Championship Manager 0102 video for you. This is a request. First things first, I apologise because I deleted my screenshot as to who it was that requested it. I apologise. But I know Gary Johnson also stuck his oar in on this. He wanted me to do something on this, but his was more sarcasm because I think Gary is against the way I adopt my buying and selling. Tough shit, Gary. Deal with it. So it's all about buying and selling. So what I'm going to do very, very quickly is I'm just going to start a brand new game on the update. There is a reason. There's a reason I'm choosing the update for the benefit of this demonstration. Philosophy on buying and selling. Now, someone said that they find it very difficult to buy players. Now, on the update, I know, I feel your pain. The update is a fucking joke in terms of buying players. It's very, very difficult. So what I have implemented on my update install, we'll just start a quick game. We'll just chuck it as Arsenal. In fact, I won't do it as Arsenal. We'll do it as fuck it. Just chuck Derby. Okay, so the first thing I do, and I do this on the ODB, what I'm about to tell you that I do. Firstly, so I make sure I've got money to work with. So if you start a game as Russian and Diamonds with a little bit of money, you're going to do an overhaul, and I will literally transfer list every single player. You can do that on this sort of version as well. So I will transfer list every player. This is my own philosophy. Transfer list every player for half of his value, or give or take. And then when the offers come in, you accept one. So let's say hypothetically, I'm sure you all do this anyway. Birmingham weigh in with a 600 grand offer, accept. Middlesbrough come in with 600 grand. I'll negotiate it to 1.2, 1.3, and so on and so on and so on. And that's how you make your money. And then with my buy-in of players, now wait for it. Yes, we all do the player search. Okay. Now I can see, let's say Angus Gunn. I've got a patch installed which shows me his squad status. So if you see a player that is not needed by a club, okay, there you go, there's one, Jaden Anthony. Now I know Jaden Anthony, because I know he's not needed by a club, I know Bournemouth will probably accept about a 2.1, 2.2 offer, give or take. So they don't necessarily need to be transfer listed to be not needed, because we all look at listed players and anyone that's transfer listed is clearly going to be not needed, but it just shows that does change obviously if they get a new manager, if they buy a player, if they sell a player, it might if they buy a player he might become not needed, if they sell a player he might become squad rotation. But that's an example that I know you can get Jaden Anthony, and so on and so on. Now yes, it is. There's another one you see, Jack Stacey. Oh, Bournemouth again, Jack Stacey. Let's have a look at Jamie. Say he's an important first team player. So if you really wanted him, you're probably going to end up bidding, unless he's got a release clause, which you won't have at the start. You're looking at least 6 million, even for them to consider it. So that's how I go about my players. Now, let's just see. Now, what I did is I downloaded a shortlist for this, if I've got it. Yep. And certain players on this shortlist. No. Certain players on the shortlist I thought may have a not needed. No, I got that wrong, didn't I? Okay, so scrap that. It's a crap shortlist anyway. So that's how I work. Now, there was a way, right? There was a patch. Let's just go to Arsenal a minute, because I thought there was a couple at Arsenal. One of the downsides of the loanee floors is, if you look at a loanee player, he could be not needed because he's on loan, but you can't bid for him, because I've had that disabled. I prefer the loans to be disabled, that you cannot sabotage a loan deal. So when you look at a player and you look at his contract and he's indispensable, you look at them individually and you can see. There's part of you that probably thinks, I wish I could look at all of them. Now, there was a patch where you could look at a squad and look at it all over like this, and you could see them all. The problem is I have got the patch for it, and you can see all the players. So you can go team by team instead of player by player. But the problem is, if I was to want to try and put it in order, like all the not neededs together, it would crash. It would crash it. If I was to go to a player directly from here, it would crash it. So you could theoretically do it, as long as you don't click that, as long as you don't click that, and then look at it like that, and then just use your your bar. So there is that. That is an option for you. I haven't got it installed because it caused a couple of crashes. So if you do decide to get that, you do that at your own risk. So that's in terms of the update. That's how I go for my players. I utilise an in-game patch. It's not exploiting. It's an in-game tool available to me. It's not a third-party tool. A bit like now. This next thing is very, very interesting. You all know what Sedgeford is. Sedgeford is one of the keywords for available players on a free transfer with a minimum PA. I think they say it's 180. 180. And as you can see, there is no available free transfers with a PA of 180. However, if you do this, and again, I've got this patch installed on my update only. No club? Nothing? Right, well, this is the update. So no club will bring you a minimum PA of 160, I think it is. 160 for no club. So like Sedgeford, but the PA is different. So you might as well just put no club. And finally, if you're a big club and you're looking for gems, School Search, 180 PA. Minimum 180 of PA, all these players. So whilst that Man City player, Liam Delap, he don't look brilliant, but he is a good player. He will do well. Cade Gordon, again, another player. He's the dog's bollocks going forward, and so on, so on, and so on. So if you are a big team looking for players and you think, right, do you know what, I like the look of him. Well, I don't know about him because he's a lot of money, but there are some fucking awesome players to go for here. Jude Bellingham, we all know Bellingham is a top shelf player. 240 grand at 19 years of age. That's probably fucking true. I was looking for sort of a semi... I mean, it looks like a shower of shit. On loan from Brentford at Forest Green. But the bottom line is, right, this Miles Harris is on this list, which makes him a PA of 180. He's on this list along with some of the greatest prospects in the game. And that's it, guys. So hopefully that has answered a way of getting players. My philosophy in players is buying players. If you're a big team, I like to cherry pick what I really need and really offer over the odds. So I think if you're Man City on the update, you've got to offer over the odds. That is the update. You've got to offer silly money. And if you want anything doing, guys, share it with me. If you want a critique, share it with me and I'll fire back. Until next time from me, guys, take it easy.